As we know, music has always developed through the fusion of different musical styles. We know that humanity itself has evolved through a mixture of cultures. Anthropologists and geneticists think that the origin of humanity is in Africa. Others say it could be the south of India. I wanted to compose music that did justice to human origins, so I started my own research. I had the chance to travel to a very musical country in West Africa, Senegal. Here, on a coast near the capital Dakar, I met these two traveling musicians from Guinea and spent some time with them learning their music. They told me about the different songs and rhythms they had learned from their ancestors. I was so curious and they were so happy to teach me their songs. Unfortunately, I don't remember their names, but I hope they are still doing well. I am so grateful that I met them, also because our encounter left a trace in my compositions. What you hear here is the original groove to the track El Calaco from PANGEA Ultima's new album, Camino a Mictlán. Music is an expression of the human universal spirit, and just as people have always traveled, for whatever reason, music has traveled with them. Most of the music styles that are current today, blues, jazz, Latin, soul, pop, rock, funk, and a lot of electronic music, have an Afro-American origin. They originate from the mixture of the music of the African slaves and the European immigrants in America. I also had the pleasure of jamming with this group in Casamance in the south of Senegal. The instrument I play is a bass kora, similar to the harp. I was so impressed by the groove that I wanted to make music that had that groove. The groove for my piece Mafé was given to me by these musicians from Casamance, a group called Djembe Kang de Nangan. Mafé is a peanut sauce from Senegal. So it's my version of salsa, which means sauce in Spanish. As I said in the beginning, the south of India is also considered a possible origin of humanity. This part of the world has an enormous cultural wealth to this day. Here are the ruins of one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and also the oldest writings of mankind were written in India. Thus, their music, the so-called Carnatic music, has a very old tradition which includes complex rhythms, sophisticated melodies, and improvisation. Before I was in Africa, I came to Chennai through my music studies in Cologne. Chennai is the musical stronghold of South India. Here, my guru Karaikudi Subramanian taught me the basics of Veena, the oldest fretted string instrument in the world, which you can see here, and this drum, the Mridangam, as well as Indian singing. Through this stay, I was able to find a way to incorporate certain elements of Indian music into my own. What you can hear here is my piece Tectonic Shift from the first album of PANGEA Ultima. It combines an Indian melodic line with African groove. For the second album, Camino a Mictlán, I invited my friend and sitar player Hindol Deb to improvise to the drone of a didgeridoo and later also to play the main theme of the song. The Sinti and Roma people are also known to be particularly musical. Historians think that they came to Europe from India in various waves of immigration. I play gypsy guitar myself, and I invited my former teacher Joshua Stefan to play on the new album. The first wave of immigration of the Gitanos in Spain, widely known through flamenco, also had a cultural echo during the conquest of America. After the Spaniards stranded in Cuba, they moved on to Mexico. This country is, along with Germany, equally my home. We Mexicans feel proud to welcome such diverse cultures into our culture. It has evolved through mestizaje. We have the colorful indigenous culture, the groovy African culture, and the European immigrant culture. It's so diverse that we always celebrate it. So I incorporated this concept of Mexican mestizaje and opened it up for whatever music had influenced my life till now. All these styles came into the new PANGEA Ultima album, Camino Mictlán. Through Cuban rhythms like the rumba or bolero, indigenous traditions like the huapango, gypsy swing, Indian sounds, African rhythms, and even the drone of a didgeridoo. Some are gone, of all the things that I've done before you came along. We recorded the album with 12 musicians in January of 2020, right before the pandemic came to Europe. It includes fantastic musicians, such as Christian Fehre on congas and Roman Fuchs on bass, Diego Piñera on the drums, Daniel Manrique Smith on flute, Julian Bossart on saxophone, Hindol Depp on sitar, Norman Peplow on piano, Roland Pine on percussion, Joshua Stefan on gypsy guitar, Vaška Schneider on didgeridoo, Natasha Young on backing vocals, and myself, José Díaz de León, on composition, guitar, Cuban tres, and vocals. And here you can see the artwork, which was designed by my dear brother Sebastián Díaz de León. The whole album has to do with Mexican mestizaje and the magic tradition of Dia de Muertos. I will tell you later in a different contribution what this means.